Hello, Mr. Ali Pai. Thank you for coming for this interview. Would you like to begin by telling us why you applied for this role and why you think you're the perfect fit?
Okay. I think that I'd be good.
Pause. Ever felt like you're not giving the right first impression in your job interviews? Do you stutter or just generally feel unprepared? You're not alone. Welcome. My name is Abbas Ali Bai, and today I'm excited to introduce you to InterviewAce, a tool to turn your interview anxieties into success stories. Consider this. A recent study found that an average job attracts 250 resumes. From that, only 4 to 6 candidates get an interview and only one person takes the job. The stakes are high and the competition is fierce. You have one opportunity to give it your all and you can't leave it to chance. However, many students and young professionals are taking their first steps into their chosen industry, but many lack the skills or experience to tackle these interviews head on. Some even invest in expensive career coaches who only give them very generic advice. This is where InterviewAce comes in.
To understand the gravity of these challenges, let's look deeper into the intricacies of the job search process. A paper written in 2023 by Boskamp stated that companies need about 24 weeks on average to navigate through the hiring process. This prolonged period highlights the complexity and competitiveness of securing employment in today's market. Furthermore, another source stated that 40% of recruiters will not hire candidates who do not exhibit sufficient confidence. They also said that filler words or non-verbal cues significantly influence their evaluations. This underscores the importance of mastering both content and delivery in interviews. Despite the need for specialized interview preparation, many available tools fall short. Platforms like Google's Interview Warm-Up and Easy Interviewer offer some practice scenarios, but lack the depth and personalization necessary to truly prepare job seekers for the nuances of real interviews. They often provide generic feedback that does not address individual strengths or weaknesses or specific demands of different job roles. To further validate the need for a tool like InterviewAce, I conducted a comprehensive survey amongst those who are the most daunted by the interview process, that is, students and young professionals. My findings were eye-opening. The majority of respondents, aged 18 to 34, indicated that while they attended several job interviews over the past 2 years, they often felt unprepared and lacked confidence. In fact, 48 participants mentioned that reading about the company was their go-to preparation method. But still, many struggled with articulating their thoughts under pressure, managing stress, and understanding what interviewers look for. Only 10 had used online interview platforms, indicating a gap in the availability of effective tools. One of the standout statistics from the survey was the importance of immediate feedback. 26 respondents rated it as extremely important. This demonstrates a clear need for real-time, personalized feedback to refine interview techniques effectively. The necessity for a solution is clear. We need a system that not only provides personalized feedback, but also adapts to different job requirements, helping candidates excel in this competitive employment market. This is what InterviewAce is. Let's dive into how it works. So let's open up our favorite search engine, Google, and just type in InterviewAce UK. As you can see, it's the first thing that pops up. We can just press into that. We'll let it load up, and as you can see, we've been redirected to the landing page. The landing page just gives you a little bit of information about what InterviewAce is about. But since you already know that, we can just go ahead and press get started.
Let's begin by creating a new account. Notice the form validations that appear as you type. These ensure that user data is valid before even interacting with the backend, adding an additional layer of security. As you can see, I tried to put in a very simple password, which I had to make better before pressing submit. The password validation is built to enforce strong security standards, reducing the risk of unauthorized access. Once you sign up, you'll land on the dashboard. This transition is seamless thanks to Redux Saga and Redux Thunk, which manage asynchronous events and states updates across the platform. We also have Next.js and its server-side rendering to thank for this seamless transition. The dashboard is the command center from which you can manage all your interview prep. Let's add a job by pressing this button and filling out this form. Let's say we put some incorrect or illegal data. Should you enter data that doesn't meet our validation criteria, an error toast pops up. This is done through the use of two technologies. First is through our comprehensive error handling strategies developed with Nest.js. This server-side framework enhances our application's reliability by handling requests efficiently and securely, ensuring that only valid data is processed. This, coupled with our fine-tuned GPT model, is able to efficiently recognize and throw an error whenever invalid data is inputted. Upon entering valid job details into the form, you'll see a job card appear on your dashboard. This dynamic update is a subtle yet powerful aspect of Redux in action, reflecting state changes across the platform without needing to reload the page. If we navigate into the job, we can see all the job details here, and if we want, we can press the edit button if you want to edit any of them. Now, let's add an interview. This module allows for tremendous flexibility. You can choose a standard interview type or even create a custom one, tailored to the specific needs of the job you're applying for. This feature demonstrates the versatility of our platform, adapting to various job sectors and roles seamlessly. You can also put some interview context for a little bit more specificity. For this demo, I'll set the interview to just have 2 questions to showcase how quickly the system generates these questions. Behind the scenes, these questions are produced by a fine-tuned GPT model, tailored to generate content that is not only relevant, but also challenging, mirroring real-life interview scenarios.
After this, we can press the Start Your Mock Interview button, which takes us to the practice page. Unfortunately, I'm unable to screen record and use the application at the same time due to them both needing a microphone, but I thought I could use my phone camera to show you a bit more about what the experience of using InterviewAce was like. So the moment you go on the practice page, you'll be greeted with the pre-interview setup tests. Let's start the speaker test now.
This is a speaker test.
Since we heard the phrase, this is a speaker test, it means that it works, so we can press yes. Let's start the microphone test. This is a microphone test. And as you can see, the microphone test was a success. Now, the application gives the interviewee a chance to look at some tips and tricks on how they can improve their performance in the interview. Additionally, it also gives them a chance to look over the job and interview details they provided. Let's start the mock interview.
Can you describe a situation where you had to learn a new programming language or technology on the job? How did you approach the learning process?
I'm just going to ignore the question. Notice how the Web Speech API reads out the questions. This technology transforms text into lifelike speech, providing an interactive and engaging user experience. As you respond, the Speech Recognition API captures your answers, showcasing the integration of advanced APIs to create a realistic interview flow. Now, I'm going to try and give a very mediocre answer to the next question.
Ending this interview. We'll be contacting you soon about your feedback.
As you can see, according to a progress bar, we've completed 100% and we've been...
Once the interview is complete, our backend processes your responses. Here, the Prisma ORM plays a critical role, interacting with a PostgreSQL database to manage your data securely and efficiently. It ensures that all operations, from storing your responses to retrieving feedback, are performed with utmost precision and speed. The feedback generated is detailed and personalized. It leverages our AI, the fine-tuned GPT model, to analyze your responses, providing insights into areas where you excel and where you need improvement. It also shows an exemplary response, which you can take inspiration from. This is where the true value of InterviewAce lies, not just in preparing you for the interviews, but providing a pathway to self-improvement. Should you wish to practice further, the platform offers the option to redo the interview with new questions or the same words. This flexibility allows for continuous learning and improvement, a cornerstone of our philosophy at InterviewAce.
After a thorough development and meticulous alpha testing, InterviewAce underwent 3 essential rounds of user testing. Our beta test focused on making sure the platform is resilient to human curiosity and errors, fine-tuning it to meet real-world challenges effectively. Once the final application was ready, we then moved to user trials, where 5 participants preparing for actual interviews were selected, and who used the platform to prepare for their interview. These trials not only tested functionality across various browsers and with different roles and interviews, but also confirmed the platform's effectiveness in improving interview skills through consistent practice. This can be seen from the progression of each participant's overall score across multiple mock interviews. Finally, a post-development survey gathered insights from a broader user base, helping us pinpoint areas for further enhancement. The feedback was incredibly positive, praising both the intuitive design and the actionable insights provided by our AI-driven feedback system. Users appreciated how the platform made interview preparation not just more engaging, but also more impactful. Some users also had suggestions on possible improvements, like a more accurate speech-to-text functionality or a progression system with analytics, but overall, users were very pleased. To give you a better sense of the real impact InterviewAce can have, let's hear directly from one of our participants who participated in the user trials. Here's what she had to say about her experience.
I've always found interviews challenging, often stuttering and being unable to answer questions directly. But recently, for a behavioral science consultant position, I used InterviewAce. After only 4 mock interviews, I saw a significant improvement in my responses. I felt more confident, and I believe the platform prepared me for the various questions asked in an interview. Not only was the interview successful, but I got the job.
So if you want a competitive edge on your next job interview, give InterviewAce a try. You can find us at the link below. It's more than just preparation. It's about transforming how you present yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and ace those interviews.